In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can make a house/EDM beat in the style of Avicii. This is the kind of production which I've absolutely loved making over the years, and Avicii had a very iconic style to him, so I'm hoping from this beat, which I tried to replicate the style, you can learn yourself how to make a beat or instrumental, whatever you want to call it, in the style of Avicii. So make sure you smash that subscribe button right now if you're new to this channel, as it's the best way to support the channel, and get your comments in below if you've got any questions. As this video goes along, I'll be happy to answer them after this video is uploaded. So in front of us here we have the production. Let's just let it run out for a little bit so we can see what it is that we're actually breaking down. So the reference for this track originally was The Nights by Avicii, and it was, again, a lot of Avicii songs were around acoustic guitar, so the first thing that we added for this track today was actually some acoustic guitar, which we pulled from Splice. Kind of cool. And the first thing that I wanted to build around that was the drums. A lot on this channel I do build stuff around the drums. Now I'm very excited to share with you how I made the drums, because I used today something that I've been working on for a long time. So firstly, let's have a listen to the drums by themselves. So it's a very simple drum beat. Now, what's really cool is a lot of these samples I've used today, they're not from Splice, they're actually from a sample pack that I've been working on, which is going to be released very soon. So I'm very excited to share that with you, because it's hopefully it's going to be a really great resource and helping you refine your craft as a producer. So all these samples here, everything you hear other than just these ones were. But anyway, when you actually listen, like, it's a very simple drum beat. We've got our rises in there, we've got some reverse crashes, really like adding that production value. When it comes to actually mixing the drums, I actually used the Solid Bus Comp by Native Instruments. I want to try this out, and it was really good for making the drums feel a lot more tight. It's a great plugin. We also have a little bit of a boost in the high frequencies, so like the brightness has gone up, and we've also got the lows up as well. And other than that, really, it's just a matter of getting everything into the right place. So for the hi-hats, you can see here we have put a sample delay on. I love using a sample delay because it creates a really nice stereo effect where there's a slight bias where the hi-hat's on the left side of your ear, but at the same time, because it's a doubling effect, the hi-hats have a lot more presence in the mix. Now, after that, the one thing I wanted to really add next was piano. There's piano, like in a lot of Kygo, as well as Avicii tracks, there is that piano with that sort of like sidechain compressed to the kick feel. So this is the piano by itself. So I used the compressed pop piano by Native Instruments. And then one thing that's really cool is I've got the sidechain compressor, sidechain to the kick. As you can see, it is in effect there. And when the kick doesn't play, as you can hear, the side chaining stops. So that is basically layered into the background of the track, establishing the chords. Very simple, but very effective. Now, after that, we then move on to the bass line. It was the next thing that I put in, which again, so the bass itself is Alchemy, and it is the 70s classic synth bass. What we've done for this as well, we still have the sidechain compression on this as well, because this has a really nice sort of like throb to the overall track. We've got a chorus effect on, and we've also got channel EQ. So the chorus is 100% mix, 100% intensity. This puts the bass pad all the way out to the sides of the mix, which is really helpful for space in the mix, and it means that the bass is kind of around you, so that the track gets a little bit harder. And then we've also increased the brightness as well of this track. So we've got that nice little bit of distortion coming through. So on top of that as well, we also have the synth hook. So the synth hook itself is broken down into different sections. We've got a pre-chorus or like a pre-build version, which is a lot more delicate. And then we've got a version which is layered of 3 different sounds. Now, for the actual synth hook, we were using Utopia presets. I love Utopia. This is a Native Instruments VST plugin, which is really good for this style of music. So if you're ever looking for a plugin to upgrade your sounds, highly recommend check out Utopia by Native Instruments. There's a lot of cool sounds in there. Now, a little cool production thing I've done to add a little bit of a very Avicii style build. Now, if we listen to this pre-chorus, you'll notice something about the build. You can hear that low cut which is in there. How I've done that is I've created a stereo output track. I put a channel EQ on the output, and then as you can see, I've just EQ'd the whole track, kind of like you would like a DJ desk could do. It kind of gives it more of a feel like, because Avicii, obviously, he was a DJ, and I like that element he really put across in his productions, kind of like making it easier when it came to actually performing the songs live, and you also get that sort of like feel as well, and it creates this cool sound, which is really dope. Now, the last things that we're just adding is we just have one little simple thing that I wanted to add, which is a little bit different. So I used, again, Native Instruments, and I used the Jacob Collier Audience Choir, because in the nights there was this backing choir doing ooze, so I wanted to record my own ooze in. And I also put the sidechain compressor on this as well, but I just thought it was a kind of different sound to make it sound a little bit more unique. And yeah, so that really in itself is the production. Now, when it comes to the actual structure of the track, obviously we started with just one layers and then using the rule of every 4 bars adding to it. So as you can see, every 4 bars, a new element has been added or taken away in some aspect. This keeps the development of the track going, and from a listener point of view, makes it easy to listen to. And we've also got the chorus broken down, or like the hook, whatever you want to call it, broken down into 2 separate sections, because Avicii liked to do this in a lot of his tracks to extend the chorus. So I kept out the hi-hats and the snare and claps for the first part of the chorus. So you got this as the first drop, and then when I got to the second one, and just little things like that can really help with the development of the productions. But overall, when you put that all together, you get an Avicii style beat. And yeah, it's very simple to make, and you can see there isn't actually a lot going on there to get this desired sound. You can add a lot more to this. This is just a basic production that I have made for the purposes of this video and for my beat store, but you can do this sort of thing for yourself. You see it's very easy to do, and Logic Pro X, it does have a lot of great synths and synth leads that you can do as well to replicate similar hooks. So you don't need to have things like Utopia Native Instruments to be able to make tracks like this. Obviously it does help, but you know, especially when you're first starting out, try and make the most of Logic. It's really got some good sounds now which can help you make tracks like this. But yeah guys, I hope this video helped. Smash the subscribe button if it did and you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.